All right, so one of the goals for 7th grade is being able to write a claim, evidence, commentary paragraph. And there's a specific formula that you need to follow in order to include all of the parts that you need to do to be able to do this successfully. The first thing you need to do is start by stating your claim. When you're answering a writing prompt or a question, you need to restate the question as a statement. So, for example, if I ask you, what is the best season? You need to start your claim by saying the best season of the year is, and I said spring. A good statement is one that is arguable and can be supported with evidence. So if I just tell you that the sky is blue outside, you don't really have anywhere to argue with me and support it with evidence. After your claim, you need to be able to define your subject. In this case, I need to define the term spring. So spring is the time of year where life begins fresh after winter. In the Northern Hemisphere, it begins in March. If you were going to include a definition for a word that was not familiar to your audience, you would need to include a citation here. For your standard 4 quiz, I am not requiring that you do this. Just be aware that it is something that you may have to do later. Once you have your claim and any definitions taken care of, you need to support your claim with evidence or facts. If you include any quotes or paraphrases, be sure to include a citation. My evidence for spring being the best season is that the flowers begin to bloom in spring and the temperature begins to warm up. Those are both true statements that you can verify. Finally, your commentary is your explanation about why this is important and how it supports your claim. So if my claim is that the best season of the year is spring, my commentary should be some reason why it's important to me. So I wrote that my favorite family outing each year is the Holland Tulip Festival, and that it's nice to be able to go outside without a winter coat on. Putting all the pieces of the puzzle together, you end up with a paragraph that is about 4 or 5 sentences long. It says, the best season of the year is spring. Spring is the time of year where life begins fresh after winter. In the Northern Hemisphere, it begins in March. The flowers begin to bloom in spring and the temperature begins to warm up. My favorite family outing each year is to the Holland Tulip Festival. It's nice to be able to enjoy going out without a coat on. So I want you to write your own CEC paragraph with all of the following things. It needs to include a definition, evidence and commentary, and a claim responding to our prompt. And it should also be about 5 sentences. So your prompt for the practice paragraph is, what is the best after-school activity or sport? When you're done, you need to apply this skill to the agricultural revolution. So Standard Quiz 4 is going to ask you on the first question to explain why the agricultural revolution is the most important turning point in history. You need to be able to make a claim from that question, define the term turning point, and explain how it changed life for hunter-gatherers.